Clearly, the good times weren't for everyone. And meanwhile, beyond the cities, there were many who didn't even approve of the new opportunities on offer. This is Branchville, South Carolina, not far from the two-horse farm where Sarah Harmon grew up. Despite the pull of the big city, over half of all Americans in these years still lived on the land. They too had benefited from the great changes in society. Mechanization had increased production. The motor car had reduced their isolation. But sometimes, isolation is a state of mind. What follows is the testimony of Alice Fairweather, a poor farmer's wife.
My husband Ed and I, we knew each other from the time we was chillins. We got married about 22 years ago, I believe it is, but I ain't real sure. I kind of forgets the time. I'm 39 now. I look older, don't I? Folks say that's because I've had 13 children in so short a time. But I'm proud of my family, even if I do look old. I wouldn't want to live in a city or a town. I think I'd be kind of scared of living there with all them autos a-screeching and horns a-blowing. It sure ain't no fitting place to live in those cities, ain't? Everybody in such an awful hurry. I don't see no use in such a hurrying. We all maybe is a-trying to get to the same place when we go from this here world. And there'll be plenty of room up yonder for all of us, I reckon.
For women like Alice Fairweather, the 1920s weren't boom times. They were years of increasing hardship. And poverty fed feelings of powerlessness. Farm incomes had fallen since the war because, ironically, the countryside was overproducing, too much produce flooding the market. It was a problem that later would affect industries all over America. But America didn't know that yet, and so in the great tradition of rugged American individualism, they ignored the suffering farmers. When country folk looked to the cities, they saw a world with values very different from their own, a world of decadence, of license, of gangsterism. The prohibition against alcohol, a law passed with country votes, they saw openly flouted. They saw themselves fighting a rearguard action against a society increasingly out of control.
I don't believe in dancing. And our preacher, he don't think the picture shows is rotten either. I guess the children might like the shows, but I wouldn't want them to go, even if we had plenty of money, for they'd just learn mischief. We sends them to Sunday school. But I ain't gonna make my children take more than they want to with schooling. They is teaching as many queer things in school these days besides just education. If they just learn my children to read and write good, that's all I want, all they need to know. They might not even need that much, especially the girls.